G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's, very early bird video on YouTube because it's a bit dark. Obviously, of course, yes, I've got a bit of a painful blister. There's plaster here, but I'm not going to show you the real blister here because obviously, I might actually leave it as just something which is a bit private because it might probably freak out other people on YouTube unless if I might show it to other people if I have the time. But in this video, I'm going to be doing something which is completely nutly obvious, and it's something I actually forgot to show on the other video that I did. So I'm trying to find my computer mouse. Actually, oh, here it is. There it is. There's the computer mouse here. So, oh my crockies, I can't just pretty much say to myself, hey, this is free for me to go ahead and wake up because, well, at the moment it is about 7 a.m. It's winter time here as I'm making this video, and I'm going to be doing a monthly outlook sort of video on YouTube because this is actually something I actually forgot to do on the other previous video, where I've done other previous weather forecasts and stating that we might have snow, but I don't think we might actually be able to get snow at the moment though. But let me just show you the weather forecast. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the news, but let me just do a bit of a jump cut of what I'm talking about, because that will hopefully prove to you and how I'm going to predict things. Inaccurately, of course. Well, it seems like that, of course, there's a bit of pop-ups here. I don't want all of that spam, but I'd like to say thank you so much to a very good YouTuber called Roxas. He has actually uploaded the first animated Zelda Source Filmmaker video on YouTube. And obviously this is the video that I've been recently watching. And let me just show you, just before I should actually show you the weather forecast, I actually laid down a comment on his YouTube channel. It goes a bit of proving that I actually did a bit of commenting on his YouTube channel. It's so nice. And obviously I might turn the sound off. There you go, this is Roxas. I've actually been watching your content recently, Roxas, so thank you so much. Oh my god, this is actually a Zelda themed version. This is probably based on Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. I'm actually sort of thinking of looking at the different Zelda SFMs on YouTube. I'm just basically filming this and without any sound. Oh, sorry, that just jumped over. It's a bit laggy at the moment though, because obviously, sorry, I don't do any commercials for Malaysia Airlines, because even though I've flown with it, I don't do any commercials of it. Oh, that's cool. So this is the first Source Filmmaker animation that is basically based on Zelda. Oh my god. He's flung out of space. That's amazing. Goodbye, Planet Earth. And also, I actually did a bit of a nice chat on this, the Chaos Edition. You might as well check out that video as well. It's actually relatively good, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you the weather forecast of what's happening around in England, of course, but also the rest of the UK. And you can see that the temperature has dipped down to about -2 degrees. And I think in the afternoon it's going to peak up to about 6 degrees, but we're going to have light rain. But the question is, are we really going to have any signs of snow? No, not really at all. But we're going to get some decent amounts of light rain. And I know by next week we're going to have some much more milder weather, obviously. So that will be the end of our cold weather. But is that really true? I think the best thing to actually predict this is I might actually go into monthly outlook. Okay, here's a bit of reading about the monthly outlook. That's something I tend to really ignore upon. Okay, this is the monthly outlook. It says colder on average for a week, then milder, and it's basically going to be cold to about from 1 week to 10 days, and we're expecting colder than average weather during the coming week with snow in places that are much more milder, wetter and windier period of weather throughout the late part of January before a potential change back to colder conditions in February. Now that does seem to ring a whole bunch of alarm bells because I'm still waiting for some very nice mild weather for springtime. And obviously we're not yet in spring yet, but here are some of the predictions that the monthly outlook has actually sort of predicted. Sorry if I have to hold my camera single-handedly because, obviously I can't do that many things at once. So yes, I do know it's going to be cold, and it's going to be mild, of course, and yes, it's going to be mild and unsettled from next week. Obviously the week after, of course. Then let's just say on the week persisting towards the first week of February, it's possibly turning colder again in February. But I don't know. It's a bit of a very hard prediction to really say it upon because, sometimes the weather forecast may eventually just change. Sorry, Lum, you have to get out of here. I don't know. Obviously, I'm sort of probably contemplating on things at the moment of just how bitterly cold it is. And I mean, I can't stand of just how freezing it is. And I mean, very, very cold weather. Because, the problem with cold weather is that I actually don't seem to really work that much. Because obviously, with cold weather, it makes me feel a little bit inactive. And of course, a lot of hot drink activity, which can sometimes be a bit dangerous. But let me just go ahead and read further ahead. Oops, I just jerked a bottle of lotion. On the further ahead description, it says models and atmospheric forcings give some confidence on the upcoming pattern of cold, then milder weather throughout the rest of January. When the next update rolls around, we will see if that remains the case and whether there will be any more evidence of February becoming colder again. Now that is kind of a bit of a remarkable, obvious factor behind next month. And it actually does make sense that when reading this description, it actually does prove to you that when winter days get longer, it actually does make sense for them to get colder as the months progress. It's the same thing with summer days. When they get real short, that means they get really, really hot. I'm not sure if these weather forecast descriptions here that you can see are quite true, but please tell me, please let me know, because these weather forecasts are very erratic, and the UK is often very much infamous for its very erratic and very sort of changeable weather conditions. Anyways, I think that's about it in this video. Sorry I've just decided to wake up a bit earlier. And yeah, that's possibly about it because, even though it's a bit dark outside because it's winter time, please give this video a like, subscribe for more Flip videos in the future, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.